First of all, this is not going to be the classic clickbait of AI sentient and what is happening. No, we're looking at real stuff. However, the title may be a bit scary, where AI models went rogue during security tests. Now, what this means, obviously, went rogue. I mean, you obviously understand what it means. AI models started hacking everything. It's all bad. A lot of people actually, until now, think and they're posting like a lot of posts because it's cool to think futuristic, right? Oh, AI is getting sentient. It's all over. It's going to destroy and or autonomously hack everything. And first of all, let's calm down. Like, I see a lot of stuff about this, and this is just wrong, right? This is not how technology works. It's not going sentient. However, did it go rogue during security tests? Yes, and this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to look at a real news article that we have, and I'm going to try to present all of this to you in a nice, neat presentation. So first, let's start by just looking what's happening. Now, this is not any malicious AI, so over roughly like 2 weeks, OpenAI, Anthropic, and Meta, basically just the classic suspects, right? They disclosed incidents involving their AI models during cybersecurity evaluations. And all three incidents were connected to the Israeli AI security startup Irregular. Now, obviously, the models were intentionally instructed to perform offensive security tasks, right? But the unexpected part was that the testing environment allowed the models to reach systems on public internet, which technically I guess wasn't expected, right? So let's look at this, right? CNBC article. Pretty cool, you know. You can see it was published on August 9, so depending on when this video goes live, it's relatively new still, right, 2026. So how a small Israeli startup was linked to rogue AI hacks at OpenAI, Anthropic, and Meta, right? So you can see here pretty much similar information, right, just rephrased on my presentation, but it was like this startup was like founded 3 years ago, based in Tel Aviv, and Irregular and a niche player in artificial intelligence, backed with $80 million from Sequoia and Redpoint. I'm probably mispronouncing that ventures, and valued last year at $450 million, right? So its technology serves as a sort of cybersecurity testbed for AI models. So cool, okay, pretty nice technology. I guess it's getting futuristic. I'm not always all for AI, right? It's not the best thing in the world, but if it's being used for at least good things, right, I don't really mind it that much, right? A lot of people use AI daily basis, but again, it depends on what you use it for. That's kind of my point of view on all of this. So to continue, right, what's actually happening in this case? So as I said, so who is Irregular, right? It's a company, Israeli, again, startup founded in 2023. I already talked about this. Their purpose was to test advanced AI models, and they try to make AI behave maliciously, test whether AI can discover vulnerabilities, you know, simulate real world attackers. So again, just like think of it as there is like Claude code, right, which a lot of developers use to help them actually build applications faster, because it's just faster to build with AI as a developer instead of just building in a classic way where we go to Stack Overflow, look at root comments of everybody, you know, I'm not gonna say too many words, and then just try to find the answer and copy paste it, right? Which essentially what Claude does, right, from backend. It still looks through the public information and copy paste the existing code, right? So it's not exactly as simple, but you know, you can think of it like that if you don't know that much about AI like coding, right? So this is kind of going to be similar, but for pentesters and bug bounty hunters, to help them find bugs, help them find vulnerabilities. Think of it like this: if you are interested in pentesting or bug bounties, don't use AI to try to hack stuff. We're not talking about a code and a bug which could be fixed by yourself. We're talking about serious security issues. If you accidentally give it a wrong prompt, you're going to essentially possibly break something, and that costs a lot of money. So don't do any of that, right? Don't do something like that. Next up, like what actually went wrong in this case with this testing that was done, right? What was supposed to happen is just models attack only authorized targets, right? Which it's authorized, you can do that, right? Inside the evaluation environment and fully isolated from the outside world. That was the idea. But what actually happened is the environment provided a path towards systems that weren't supposed to be accessible, like including real systems on the public internet. And the important distinction here is that was reportedly not a sandbox escape. That's like, which you would usually assume, right? Okay, AI maybe just escaped the sandbox that we limited it to and just went rogue. It's not exactly right there. The issue was primarily environment isolation and configuration failure. So a subtle but critical difference which you have. So why this is more dangerous with AI, obviously, because a human penetration tester works step by step, sees everything that's going on, and human needs to find a target, then investigate, choose an exploit, execute everything careful, decide what's next. AI agent is just going to do everything like without you even saying anything anymore, right? Continuously at the machine speed, which is obviously much faster than humans can do, right? So this is very dangerous. That's why I'm saying for like pen testing and bug bounty, you can't just like vibe code your way into finding vulnerabilities. Even if you get lucky once or twice, eventually it's going to get really bad, right? And you could get into serious trouble because, my AI model that I was using like accidentally hacked like some popular company and broke something from them, and they went offline for a bit, right, for a few minutes. Like you would think, oh, I can just blame the AI model. No, the blame is going on you. You are at fault at that point. You think these AI companies are taking the fault and the blame for that? No, that's not how this works. This is not how this works. So don't do that. If you're a pen tester, ethical hacker, bug bounty hunter, whatever, you're watching this video, if you're gonna use AI, use it as a second thinking brain. Just like brainstorm with it, right? It could give you actually decent ideas, but don't let it do anything. This is very dangerous because one wrong prompt and all of a sudden your IP address is fully visible to the website that was getting hacked. And then you get a knock on your door, right? Don't do any of that, please. This is very, very dangerous. So how can we secure AI agents, right? You must have, if you do any of this like in professional place, strong network isolation, right? Very important. Sandboxing, make sure whatever the AI is, preferably is running like on your local machine instead of the server that AI companies provide. In that case, proper sandboxing, completely isolated network. It can't even, hopefully you can't even access the internet. Whatever you're pen testing, you have like a Docker local running on that, right? Hopefully that's probably much better, right, for you. Give it, egress monitoring, least privilege, pretty important. Have a kill switch, right? So you must be able to immediately stop the AI agent at any point. Like if you just give it a prompt, you need to have a way to just stop it. Just don't continue doing whatever you want. In fact, just like destroy everything we've done for that, right? Just go all the way back, stop it, right? This is what you need to be careful of. So if you are planning on using cybersecurity, like AI in cybersecurity, please be careful. This happens like very often, more than you think, right? So this is not just an isolated case. Please be careful. And thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this was a bit helpful, and I'll see you next one. Bye.